So Jalen Rose, he made a comment about the city of Detroit where people are talking about the resurgence of Detroit, and he's basically saying that it's propaganda. He's saying that it's flat out propaganda. You know, after a report came out saying that Detroit is amongst two of the poorest cities. So hey, check out current Detroit news playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. So my humble opinion is a lot of it starts with Detroiters. You know, a lot of it starts with Detroiters, bro. I can't really speak on Flint, but he says his quote, and I'll put on the link on the description. Sad to learn Detroit and Flint are two of the poorest cities in America. So any talk about the resurgence is cap. I live there. Politicians got work to do. And this is why I agree with them, but I disagree with the politician part. The community got work to do first before the politicians. Shout out to Mary Sheffield. She's done a lot in a very little bit amount of time, like what I see from her. But it's y'all, man. It's y'all. Now they got so many programs that, you know, people in Detroit don't take advantage of. Y'all don't go vote. Y'all don't clean your houses. Y'all don't keep y'all yards up. If y'all live next to a vacant, y'all don't try to make sure y'all cut the vacant grass or get the glass. Y'all throwing glass out the window. They gotta put speed bumps in the take money, put speed bumps in the street because y'all speeding up and down the fucking highway where y'all can hit a child. You know what I'm saying? And can the city do better? Absolutely. When you start talking about the sewers are flooding, but a lot of that got to do with if you don't get the leaves and debris out your yard, where does it go? It goes right into the street where it plugs up your drain. You know what I'm saying? Come on, you got to be able to whack the weeds around your house. You know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff. You know, you may not have a lot of money and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, nothing to get a lawnmower, get an edger, rake your leaves, find somebody to do it. You know, in Detroit, you can find a lot of just different people to do it. Even, you know, a couple crackheads used to do stuff for me and do a great job, whether it was chopping down trees. You know, if I ain't had time getting the weeds when I lived in the city, that's y'all responsibility. And if y'all don't take care of y'all city, man, the value can't jump up. You know, and a lot of that's got to do with us. And I got a video I haven't released yet about illegal dumping. I'm not going to really go into that, or just about the trash around the city. But it's up to y'all, man. You know, you start, you know, kind of talking about, stealing cars and why the insurance prices are so high. You got to stop stealing cars, breaking into people's cars. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able to, you know, take that, you know, snitches is for, you know, stitches, snitches get stitches. Take that out of there, because once you, and I've talked about this before, once you create a community of no stitching policy, that's a breeding ground for criminals. You know, and y'all want to pick and choose when y'all want to, you know, report crime. You know, when a kid get something happen to a kid or something happen to a woman, that should be across the board. So if everybody know in their neighborhood there's a community where y'all meeting, and there should be neighborhood watches, criminals can't do nothing to Sally Mae on the corner, Brian that live in the middle bungalow. They can't do nothing. So we all have to work together. The number one thing is no snitching shit. No, we can't have where drug dealers are harboring in our communities and needles and crack rocks and selling this and selling that. And then a lot of y'all feel like y'all can smoke weed, you know, and the kids playing outside. You know what I'm saying? Or some of y'all smoke weed in the house, and then y'all want to get mad at y'all kid when they smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain things like that drop the value down. And then you don't talk to your neighbors. You don't speak to your neighbors. You don't know your neighbors. Y'all don't have any type of relationship. No type of community. Now I can look out for your kids and stuff in that nature. You know, so, you know, all that. And I know people gonna be like, oh, CJ, you know, stitches. And why? What you think is the difference between, you know, West Bloomfield or Birmingham, or why the police come so quick? Because if the police come take their time coming to your neighborhood, nobody want to say nothing. Regardless, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Y'all protect the criminals, man. So that's just things that if we change the individuals in the city, that we can change, the value will jump up. It's poor because y'all don't take care of nothing. Every time the Pistons will put a court up, they want to tear the nets down, spray paint the court. They put a jungle set up, they want to tear that stuff down. all the nice things they do in the city. Remember Grant Hill put them basketball courts at Rouge and they tore all the rims down. Come on, man. So when he kind of talk about I blame the politicians, I agree with that too. But I blame the people who don't vote for the right politician, the people who don't take care of the things the politicians do or the programs that's put in place, which there's a lot of them. Y'all don't take advantage of them until, you know, you need some money to pay a bill or you about to get evicted or something. You want to be looking. Food pantries. But it's up for y'all to clean the communities up. And then, you know, the reason why these kids are running wild, you got babies watching babies or babies watching themselves. Stop having kids with guys you don't see a future with. And guys, stop dealing with women that you don't see futures with. You know, stop having kids because you want Section 8 or WIC. Have kids because you want a nuclear family and it's going to be two parents in that household raising them kids. That's another thing. Them kids that's out here committing crimes and getting into trouble, no father figure, bro. No structure, no discipline. And once them kids become a certain age, them women can't discipline a girl or them kids, them men, them young boys no more. You got to start having men in the house too. And stop pulling, you know, how he treat me or how I feel over the betterment of your children. That's another thing. It starts right there. If you don't want to be with a guy or you don't want to be with a girl, be on the birth control or stop doing it, because a lot of these kids, they ain't asked to be here. And when they don't have the respect or they don't have that structure of a man there and two parents watching them, they watching themselves, they go out here commit crimes. All this connect back to it being a poor city. Yes, it's been misappropriated funds or funds, you know, misused throughout the city of Detroit way before black people had the power to be in position and had the power, if that make any sense. All this really boiled down to, if you take care of y'all communities, y'all car insurance will go down, y'all property values will jump up. You know what I'm saying? The crime rates will go down. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to y'all. Before the politicians can really take shit serious and do stuff, we have to do things. Now, are there other things that's in the plan that where they allow people to come in and buy these houses and they live in other countries and the banks got some houses or got properties and businesses that they can just, you know, sell for cheap, but they would rather not sell it to you for cheap and not give it to small business owners in the community? Absolutely. It's a bunch of vacant buildings that they can just give out for $1, like some of them houses, and allow people to have businesses. I 100% agree with that. There's a lot of things wrong with the federal government or the state level government in the city of Detroit. I agree with that. All these businesses you drive up, Finkel, you drive up, Gratiot, all these empty banks and empty places, they should have funds or funds that help people get into those businesses and those buildings and have their businesses, you know. And they do have some funds, but directly in some of those businesses. Some of these buildings been sitting there for decades and ain't did nothing with them. And y'all just sitting on them and make the community look bad. People get hog-tied, threw up in there. So, in some cabinet, but yeah, it's a lot wrong. But the general basis, it starts with the individual citizens, man. It really do. How y'all vote, how y'all treat y'all community, how y'all clean. Stop throwing pissy bottles outside. Stop shooting on the freeway. Stop fighting and arguing with your neighbor. Get to know thy neighbor. Get to clean your yard. If that old lady can't clean our yard, guess what? It's a community. One of y'all go down there and take turns cleaning that lady's yard. You know what I'm saying? If it's a vacant building, y'all get together and y'all figure out how we gonna tag team this. It's only gonna make your house value drop up more. You got some extra flowers? Hey, ask Miss Johnson, can you plant them flowers over there or put them in the vacants? But until y'all start caring about y'all community, it ain't no surprise why, you know, anybody that gets some bread gonna run the fuck up out of Detroit and go to the suburbs, where the police gonna come expeditiously, where people keep up their yards. And when you think about the things that I'm saying, this is why those communities have HOA fees. This is why they have HOA. But hit the link in the description. Find me everywhere: X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, the whole nine. I appreciate the love, support, peace.
I'm in Detroit right now, and I remember when I moved here from New York, it was a lot of culture shock. You know, in New York, we're so used to just going, being busy. You don't make eye contact with people when you're out and about. And then I moved here, and everybody says good morning here. There's a lot of pleasantries. There's a lot of small talk. And as a New Yorker, I would like, it was weird to me. Like, why do you want to talk to me so much? And then I moved to DR. And in DR, it's part of the culture to say good morning, good evening. Literally, you walk into the bank, you say good morning to everybody in the bank. You walk into the doctor's office, they're offering you coffee, and you say good morning to everybody that's there. You have small chit chat with people. And now I'm here. I'm in Detroit after a year and a half, going on 2 years almost, of living in the Dominican Republic. And I've said good morning at least 8 times to people. And I realized for the first time how happy people get when you say good morning to them. Walking into the elevator, the people in the lobby, it's like they're like, you know, wow, you recognized me, you acknowledged me. And I'm very grateful that I allowed my life to slow down enough to recognize those small bits of life that really make life more enjoyable. I'm wondering if you've noticed different things like this as you're slowing down in your life.